Hello, Robotics Notes fans. It is a hot day. It is a hot day. Got a water bottle here. And welcome to another episode of Robotics Notes Elite like Animal Crossing. It is 1:30 p.m. Definitely the latest I've ever recorded this. We're gonna play some Robotics Notes Elite like Animal Crossing. And I have to load from this menu because for some reason it doesn't autosave at Akiho's scene at the beginning of July 2nd. It autosaves at the beginning of a different scene on July 2nd. So we would have skipped the one scene. So let's play Robotics Notes Elite like Animal Crossing. July 2nd, 5:07 p.m. Damn, it's late. The H2, da-da-da-da-da. TNSC, the Tanegashima Space Center, is on the southern end of the island and is one of 2 launch sites in Japan. Many call it the most beautiful launch site on Earth. Until a few years ago, it sends rockets into space twice a year. I'm waiting alone in the TNC chief's office located in the administration building. Despite being the chief's office, it's pretty normal. Just a business desk and a sofa for guests. There's nobody but me in the room. I've been sitting on the sofa waiting for almost 10 minutes. Hey, sorry for the wait. Finally, the chief enters the room wearing a Jack's work uniform. In each hand, he's holding a teacup filled with hot tea. He smiles and puts the teacups down. While he doesn't look like a big shot, he is in fact the TNSC chief. He really surprised me dropping by work like this out of nowhere. He actually seems kind of happy as he sits down across from me. You're late. Sorry. I was out on the launch pad. The moment I complained to him, he bows his head to me. If someone who didn't know anything about our relationship saw us like this, they'd probably be shocked. I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up thinking the Jackson chief was having an affair with a local high school girl. But really, it's nothing that gross. So Akiho, what do you need from your old man? If you just want to chat, we could do that anytime at home. The current chief of the Tanegashima Space Center, Kenichiro Sinomiya, just happens to be my dad, that's all. I clear my throat and adjust my posture. Tell you the truth, I came with a request. Gosh, how long has it been since my daughter asked me for something? He whispers to himself, a distant look in his eyes. This isn't a small ask. I'm not talking about getting a bigger allowance or anything that tiny. That's why I came all the way here. Well, I could talk about it with him at home. I wanted to avoid that. I want you to hear me out as the chief of the Tanegashima Space Center, not my dad. Ah, alright. The Central Tanegashima High Robot Research Club and JAXA have a technical partnership, right? We do? We do! He's playing dumb, so I hit the table with my hands and let him know I'm being serious. Akiho, calm down. My table bashing shakes the teacups, caused some of the fluid to spill out onto the table. The 2 of us wipe the table clean with some tissues. When Misa founded the Robot Club, she requested cooperation from JAXA and got the okay. In truth, Gunbuild 1 is currently under construction. The Gunbuild 1 currently under construction was built using all sorts of scrap parts from JAXA. That's just the official stance. That's why I want you to help the Robot Club. Let's build a giant robot of justice together. This is what I really want. I mean, what kind of help are we talking? It's simple. I smile as I whip out my phone droid and then show him the report I wrote up during class today. Let's see. Facilities, personnel, funds. Number 1. Facilities. Want to borrow a rocket construction facility for our life-size giant robot. ideally a VAB. Number 2, personnel. If any engineers working here know about robot engineering, I'd like to be introduced. Number 3, funds. If you can ask Jasta's top brass for funds, I'd be happy with even a little. Like 1,000,000 yen? Heh. I know the third one is asking for a lot, but that's why I'm taking a shot in the dark with it. It can't hurt to ask. It's hard to believe the Robot Club was in such dire straits last week. Now we have a ton of financial leeway. We got 1,000,000 yen as prize money from Robo 1, after all. That's about equal to the last 9 years of funding. So, what do you say? Dad pushes out a strained laugh. I'm serious, you know. Oh, sorry, it's just, well, crap. He's totally trying to brush me off with a smile. Can't rely on the version of Dad that's in front of me right now. The aura he's projecting is no good. No good at all. I need to regroup before it's too late. But how? That's impossible. Instant rejection. Didn't even give me time to regroup. But I don't plan on backing down just yet. If Misa could get Jaxa to cooperate, so can I. As the chief's daughter, I'm sure things will work out if I keep pushing. So it'd be a real problem if it didn't. That's basically what dads are for, right? Completing Gun Build 1 is Misa's dream too, you know. That's why I want to finish it, no matter what. And then we'll enter into the Tokyo Expo next year. Even Misa will be able to come and see it. See? A super amazingly great idea, right? This is the first time I've ever told my dad about my dream. Plus, you like robots too, Dad. That means Gun Build 1 is basically our whole family's dream. Please help us. We're running out of time. Akiho. Dad looks deeply moved as he locks eyes with me. That's almost immediately followed up with a long sigh. It's just impossible. Dad. You're misunderstanding what my job is here. Dad stands up like he's trying to escape and gazes out the window. I might be the chief, but that doesn't mean I can do whatever I want. I'm really more like a manager, to be honest. As right now, TNSC doesn't have any funds or personnel to spare for something like this. Our budget's been cut. We haven't launched any rockets lately, after all. As for using facilities for personal reasons, I ended up getting fired. It's like you don't have any hopes or dreams of your own. I always thought he was kind of unreliable, but I didn't think he was this bad. My heart's about to break. I'm sorry, I can't help. This doesn't have anything to do with dreams. This is just how the real world works sometimes. The larger an organization grows, the less flexible and effective it gets. You think I don't want to hear out my own daughter, help her however I can? But even if I wanted to use my pocket money to help you, your mother is the one holding the wallet. Hee-ho. Dad, please don't say any more. You're making me sad too. I want to cover my ears. I want to lose all memory of the last 30 minutes. Sorry for bothering you. How about finishing your tea before you go? Oh, Omai-kun went to Tsukuba for training and brought back snacks. Dad. He's trying to get me to stay, but I cut him off. You used to be so honest and pure when it came to your dreams. I liked that, Dad. But I don't sense any passion from you anymore. That makes me sad. Akiho. If my sister were here right now, she'd probably be even more upset than I am. Hey, Dad. If you have even a little bit of that fire left in you, I told you it's not going to happen. Urgh. Ugh. If he's not going to have a change of heart now, when will he? Dummy Dad, why can't you read the room? Pretty sure I inherited that quality from him. Ugh. I want to ruffle Kai's hair so badly right now. Kai's in here, so I started squeezing the Fink toy I have hanging from the back of my phone droid instead. Never relying on you ever again, Dad. I spit out my words and rush out of the office. If this is the adult world, I want nothing to do with it. But I'm not going to say that out loud. I get that my requests are absurd. I even figured that I probably wouldn't get everything I wanted. She could have at least said, like, I'll do my best or something. That alone would have made me happy. The old dad who used to passionately talk about space development and robot anime with Kai and I would have. I guess even now I might still be searching for that ideal dad from back then. There's a strong wind coming from the sea, and it's kind of irritating. It's messing up my hair and breaking my focus on Kill Ballad. I look away from my phone droid and take a breath. I'm sitting on the rather wide lawn of the Tanegashima Space Center. There's a replica H-2 rocket here along with several benches. It's not a bad environment to relax in, but it's way too far away. Well, if we're talking direct distance, it's closer to my house than the school is. It just feels further away. There aren't many locals who would travel to this end of the island. I take a look around. As expected, there are barely any people in the area. In the distance, I see one local middle-aged man playing golf by him. That is a loud whatever that was. There aren't even that many employees stationed here at TNSC. During rocket launches, engineers arrive from off the island and the staff grows 3 times larger. Or so they say. I'm gonna take a sip of more water. There we go. Delicious. That was only when the rockets used to launch from here. Now the main focus of JAXA's space development has shifted to Epsilon rocket. Since Epsilon is smaller than H-2A and H-2B launched from Tanegashima, size doesn't match TNSC's facilities. And so Epsilon rockets are always launched from Uchimura, I want to say about 3 times a year, give or take. Since the launch of the Hayabusa 2 several years ago, there hasn't been a single launch from Tanegashima. I haven't even visited this place in like 12 or 13 years. As for why I'm sitting here by myself, it's obviously because the Robot Club president dragged me here. Akiho's visiting her dad, aka the guy who runs the joint. I was pretty shocked yesterday when she suddenly mentioned coming here. But once I cooled down and thought about it, it dawned on me that she was going to use her inside connections. Not that I expect it to go very well. I give a wry smile and boot up Kill Ballad. Oh my gosh, it's Purple Gun Barrel. Oh, Frau Kojiro. I was pretty nervous at the airport yesterday. Never expected Kill Ballad's creator to be someone my age, or a girl at that. Big news today. We met at the airport yesterday, didn't we? Say, what? Umishoshi, were you that boy? Terra coincidental, lol. What's with those weird words you use? Some sort of foreign language? They don't strike me as net slang. Never heard of them before. They're at-channel words and stuff popular like 10 years ago. 10 years ago? Are you sure you're not actually some geezer? You don't strike me as a high school girl. So I'm told, lol. But the chick you saw yesterday was undoubtedly me, the Frau Kojiro. By the way, if you mess up my name, I'm never forgiving you ever, forever, ever, never. Sure. I'm really grateful for that program you gave me. Never thought you'd actually cooperate. Really saved my butt. I'm glad you believed me. All hail Goggle. I goggled it just now. Wowee. 2nd place? Lol, not bad, lol. I'm happy about it, but also kinda annoyed, TBH. So what's the big news? The whole me being on Tanagashima thing. But I guess that's hardly news to you, Umeshoshi. So are you here on vacation or something? My apologies. So are you here on vacation or something? You don't have to answer that if you don't wanna. I don't wanna pry. I just figured I could wreck some good tourist spots is all. My way of saying thanks for the program. Flirting could cur. I'm not saying we have to meet up in person. I could just tell you about some right here. Let's meet up tomorrow. Huh? Seriously? First the program, now this? You're surprisingly trusting. Someone might try and take advantage of your trust one of these days. Seriously, the only reason I trust you, Umeshoshi, is because I remember you're number 5 on the kill ballot leaderboards. I don't see the connection. Anyway, meet me in front of the old Tanagashima airport tomorrow. Just after 3. What? Why the old airport? Is this related to the Robot Club or something? Legit zero interest in the old airport itself. Also, what does that place have to do with Robot Club? Deets, please. Nah, never mind. Bye-bye. Frau Kojiro has left the room. As soon as I put my phone droid away, Akio returns. Kai. That was faster than I expected. I figured you'd be another hour. It was no good. He wouldn't listen. Akio was clearly disappointed. Thought as much. What do you mean? Your requests are too unreasonable, Aki-chan. I'm sure your old man had no clue how to react. I just thought my dad of all people would latch onto this. He could have at least tried to phone headquarters or something, but he just said no instead. Ugh, I'm so bummed. I seriously want to hit him with a Gunval Ankh Striker. She's starting to get excited again, which means I need to calm her down lest she complain forever. Well, instead of getting greedy, how about taking things one step at a time? One step at a time, huh? Reach for something more realistic. Your dreams are always way too large, Aki-chan. My dreams are always big. I noticed that she didn't put her glasses on this time. I guess that's not one of her usual references. A wry smile still on my face. I stand up to walk through the parking lot where our scooters are, hoping to end the topic. Akio follows a little ways behind me. Now that I think about it, I'm gonna make Subaru clean the club room as punishment for his actions. Bringing that up again? How about telling him that instead of grumbling at me? I mean, he didn't have to say it like that. I am older than him, even if it's just by a little. Come on, we've always known he was like this. Just a few hours ago, Akio was talking about going to TNSC today, but Subaru had a sound argument as to why he refused to come along. I'm not going, it's nonsense. Besides, TNSC is a rocket launch site, even you should know that. Foolish prez or not. Foolish? Tell me, how exactly are a rocket launch facility and robot engineering related? JAXA has a space robotics department. Did you think I didn't know that? Obviously they do. I asked my question with that assumed. Apologies, we seem to have misunderstood each other. If you want advice from a space robotics department researcher, I recommend heading to Tokyo or Tsukuba. Ugh. Just thinking about it makes me mad. Why is he always so argumentative? It's not being argumentative. If anything, he's 100% right. Kai, are you siding with Subaru? Well, you got turned down like I expected, so... He may be a brat, but I think he had a promising future. Look, I know I'm a good-for-nothing president. Come on, Aki-chan. I know you don't want things to keep dragging along like this. Maybe you should consider being open to change. Not that it's my place to say. Then are you willing to accept some changes, Kai? Say what? You're the only person I can see piloting Gun Build 1. What? Hold on a sec. What do you mean? Nobody told me anything about this. You, the pilot, aka the person who rides Gunbuild 1 and controls it. Robot anime, that's the lead role of all lead roles. Plus, the pilot has to be a boy. That's why I stepped down. You were the operator during Robo 1, and there's no way you can let Subaru steal the spotlight. So you're... Whoa, hold on. No way, I don't want that spotlight. You might as well call me a human sacrifice if you make me do this. Hey now, what's that supposed to mean? You're the one who built that thing. You tell me, Aki-chan. Look, that thing's a walking coffin. No way, Jose. Plus, I'm not convinced it'll even walk. You big jerk! Hey! Here we go again. She always does this when she doesn't like what I'm saying. Akio storms off ahead of me. Kai, we're dropping by Lonsal on the however that's pronounced, on the way home. Yeah, I'll go with you. It's on the way anyways. In the end, we gained absolutely nothing of value today. Subaru Hidaka's home, Tadagashima. I'm home. When I got back from school, I spot my dad relaxing in the living room while watching TV. My dad, Hiromu, is a fisherman. He goes out to fish around 3 a.m. and comes home a bit later afternoon. He doesn't talk much, and he can be stubborn, but he provides for the family and I respect him. You're pretty late. I went to B Coop with my friends. I see. Where's Mom? We're apparently out of soy sauce, so she went to buy some. Oh. When I peek into the kitchen, I see that dinner's still in the middle of being made. She'll probably be back soon. Are Grandma and Grandpa still out in the fields? Yeah. Have you taken a bath yet? Not yet. Then I'll fill the tub. Thanks. I end the conversation, and just as I start to make my way to my room to change... Subaru! Dad stops me in my tracks. What is it? He's still standing at the TV screen. The evening news is on. The newscaster is explaining that Typhoon number 2 is on the path from Okinawa to South Korea. When did you get back yesterday? I heard you were late to school. Oh, I didn't make it in time for first period. The ship takes a while, so I couldn't help it. Did you have fun in Kagoshima? Yeah. Have you known your friend in Kagoshima for a long time? I hesitate for a moment. Dad's never asked this much about my social life before. Has he figured it out? No, that's impossible. For a while, I guess. Why? I've gone to visit Kagoshima a few times before and always returned on Monday morning. My heart rate naturally rises. Suddenly notice that my mouth is completely dry. Why can't you come back on a Sunday? Student's duty is to study. Don't neglect your work or play around, got it? Sorry, I'll be more careful. Somehow managed to feign calmness and reply. That's when Dad switches his gaze from the TV to me. What? I heard there was a robot tournament in Tokyo the day before yesterday. I reflexively swallow my breath. Is there sweat on my forehead? Is there anything unnatural about me right now? Anxiety swirls around inside my chest. Desperately try to make sure none of it appears on my face. Seems students from your school participated in it. Huh, wow, I had no idea. I curse my mind. Akio Sanomiya and Kaito Yashio. In my head, I throw every foul word I can at my incompetent upperclassmen. You have nothing to do with them? Of course not. I know for sure that my voice was steady when I answered him. This helps me regain some composure. Quit playing with hobby robots. You know that. I promised you, didn't I? Don't worry. Dad's sharp gaze feels like it pierces through me, seeing everything. To avert my eyes, I pick up my bag and I placed on the floor. Good. Dad seems to buy my lies and returns his gaze to the TV screen. I'll go fill up the bath. I retreat into my room. Phew. I close the sliding door, and once I'm alone, I take a deep, deep breath. A sigh of relief. It's then that I notice my underarms are soaked in sweat. On the way back from TNSC, after parting with Akio, I ended up coming to this park. Kind of feels sentimental, which is really out of character for me. Must have been the dream this morning, almost 10 years ago, when I watched the rocket launch from here. Why am I remembering it now of all times? Who am I kidding? I know why. It's because Akio talked about going to TNSC. But I didn't come here to relive old memories. I have one objective at the end of the day. Start Kill Ballad. Oh frick. Here we go. B B A B B B X B X X A X Y Y A Y A B X Y B A B X B X. Gaming. I'm gonna take a sip of my drink. All right. Didn't do half bad today. Didn't think I'd beat Tajirine. Still getting matched with Tajirine at a time like this almost feels like the work of some mysterious force. It's like the god of fighting games or something. One moment. It's thanks to that god's mechanisms that I end up remembering something from my past. When Misane was still a high schooler on the island, about how I felt when I played games with her. Not once did she ever show me any mercy. She just pummeled me into the ground. I was only an elementary schooler at the time, too. Talk about immature, right? Or maybe she just hated the very concept of losing. But thanks to that, I ended up getting tough, making me into the player I am now. Even now, Misane is the wall I'm trying to overcome. Tajirine, huh? Tajirine is presently ranked number 4 on the Kill Ballad leaderboards. I actually have a hypothesis about their true identity. Figured it could be Misane out in Tokyo. I occasionally see some of Misane's habits come through in their play. Their handle is also mighty suspicious. Tajirine is a play on the Sonomiya sisters' favorite phrase. This is exactly why I would never This would explain why they never use Voicha to reveal their identity. Misane is super popular after all. Anyway, I imagine Misane is quietly playing games like back in the day. Puts a smile on my face. That said, I've never actually looked into this little theory of mine, so I don't plan on doing so. That's because it would make me really sad if I found out it wasn't her. It's more exciting to just enjoy my silly theory in a vacuum. I suddenly sense someone's gaze raise my face from the screen. There's nobody besides me in the park. It is late after all. It's quiet. The only sounds are those of chirping insects. Message arrival sound suddenly rings out from my phone droid. Caught me off guard, causing me to panic for a moment. Open message. Gejine again. The message is all garbled. The only readable text is the sender's name, Gejine. It's been getting these messages on occasion for a while now. The weird thing about it is that I've only ever get them when I'm at Uchukuoka Park. I figured they must be some kind of prank or something. But I do remember hearing something about this before. Who did I hear it from? A classmate? An old lady in the neighborhood? Or was it some urban legend on the net? Either way, this is how it goes. Uchukuoka Park is haunted. Huh? All of a sudden, my phone droid screen distorts and freezes up. It doesn't respond when I press the home button. What the hell's going on? For some reason, I start feeling uneasy. Then, strange noise plays from my phone droid. It's unpleasant and hard on the ears. Sound is enough to disturb my nerves. Meanwhile, my phone droid screen is frozen. Sound continues to pour out of it. Is it broken? Or I try lightly hitting it, but it doesn't respond. For reasons I can't explain, I look around me. I get chills soon I realize I have goosebumps. Cut me some slack here. Are you seriously saying that this is supernatural? Am I being punked? Plus, I can't counterattack. They're cheesing me like crazy. In an unwinnable battle like this, retreat is the only option. What a pain in the ass. They're the one cheesing, not me. I should ask Mizuki-san about the ghost rumors next time. What? Just now. I totally saw something that looked like a humanoid. Sound stops. My phone is responsive again. For some reason, Utero is open. It is at this very moment that something appears on screen. Can you hear me?
Huh?
What? A voice. A person's voice. It's already July, so it's not all that cold, but every hair on my body stands straight up as I shiver. Time to go home. Time to go home right now. And that is another episode of P5R. No, this isn't P5R. That's a different video game. That's a different video game of Robotics Notes Elite like Animal Crossing. I used to play P5R like Animal Crossing last year. That's the reason I said that. I didn't just forget that I'm not playing Persona 5. I will see you tomorrow, July 3rd, the birthday of Remy from Chaos Head, and we'll play some more Robotics Notes Elite like Animal Crossing. Until then, no Chio.